Aerial footage shows Ukrainian border guards dropping drone bombs on Russian soldiers in the trenches on the Bakhmut flanks. Russian soldiers are seen in the video shooting at the Ukrainian drone from the trenches before the drone drops a bomb inside their trench, causing large explosions and smoke to rise into the air. The images were obtained from the State Border Guard Service of Ukraine. On Friday, Moscow accused Ukraine of attacking Crimea with dozens of drones. The allegations come as there have been reports that the Russian Navy's Black Sea Fleet base was rocked by explosions in what may have been the largest drone attack on the base to date. The UK's Telegraph newspaper reported plumes of smoke were spotted rising above a military training base in Perevalne, near the city of Simferopol, where Russia's 126th Coastal Defence Brigade of the Black Sea Fleet was stationed. Russian and Ukrainian sources had suggested that the drone successfully slipped through Kremlin defenses, although the official commentary from Moscow was that it had succeeded in stopping an attack, and claimed to have downed 42 drones near the peninsula that Russia illegally annexed in 2014. Pro-Kremlin bloggers have been quick to label the strike a terrorist attack, and have downplayed its significance. However, Ivan Fedorov, the Ukrainian mayor of the Russian-controlled city of Melitopol, claimed on social media that some 300 Russian troops were sent to hospital with a variety of injuries. Ukrainian forces have significantly increased attacks on Russian targets in Crimea, the UK newspaper added. That has included strikes at the Kremlin's logistics and efforts to resupply its forces on the occupied peninsula as well as in southern Ukraine. Friday marked the third straight day of assaults in the region, and it followed a Ukrainian commando raid that damaged a Russian Air Force radar base on the coast. Special Forces operatives landed in small boats near the resort village of Mayak on the west coast, knocked out several radar systems, and then killed or wounded nearly 36 Russian troops before escaping back to Ukraine. On Wednesday, Kyiv also announced it had destroyed one of Moscow's S-400 missile batteries, purported to be the Russian military's most sophisticated air defense system, during a drone strike on the occupied peninsula. Earlier this month, a Russian warship was seriously damaged in an overnight Ukrainian naval drone attack on Russia's Black Sea Navy base at Novorossiysk. It marked the first time the Ukrainian Navy has projected its power so far from the country's shores. Ukraine's drones have already proven to be serious game changers, and each unmanned vehicle can be tailored to a specific mission. It is unclear what type of drones were used in Friday's attack, but Ukraine has stepped up its assaults on Crimea in recent months, employing both aerial and sea-skimming drones. Earlier this month, Kyiv unveiled footage of its experimental Sea Baby waterborne drones. It is the platform that the Ukrainian military employed to attack the Kerch Bridge, which links mainland Russia to Crimea, in mid-July. CNN was provided footage of the most recent attack on the bridge, and it is the first time that Kyiv took direct responsibility for targeting the vital Russian transportation link. The strike on July 17 caused damage to the road lanes of the bridge and, according to Russian officials, killed 2 civilians. It was the second attack on the vital crossing and highlighted the difficulties Moscow faces in defending the only independent Russian link to the peninsula. The drone strike in Crimea comes as the Ukrainian army and air assault forces liberated Robotyne. Ukraine's long-anticipated offensive has so far been slow-going, but progress is now being made, and the recent raid and drone attacks could further cause disruption behind the lines. Meanwhile, Russia redeployed its reserves to mount an offensive towards Kupiansk in the Kharkiv Oblast, eastern Ukraine, Colonel General Oleksandr Syrsky, commander of the land forces of the Ukrainian army, said during his visit to the Kupiansk and Lyman directions of the Eastern Front. According to Oleksandr Syrsky, the Russian army continues to shell Kupiansk and its vicinities using artillery and mortars and launches missiles using aviation. The primary purpose of these measures is to increase combat potential and resume active offensive actions, Colonel General Syrskyi said. Despite Russian pressure, the Ukrainian army takes all measures to strengthen the defense in threatened areas and move forward where possible, according to the commander of Ukraine's land forces.